Hey everybody, welcome to ABA Inside Track, the podcast that's like reading in your car, but safer. I'm your host, Robert Perry Cruz, and with me as always are my fabulous co-hosts.
Hey Rob, it's Diana.
And it's me, Jackie.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi, Rob.
Good.
It's been a little while since we've had a preview episode, I
Hi,
guess.
Diana.
Almost exactly a month
Pretty much,
since
yes.
we did one.
Yep.
Still summer.
Still summer, and one of the things that I love about summer is you get a little bit of extra free time, maybe you got a long car ride, maybe you fall asleep in the car and your wife doesn't let you drive in the car anymore, so you maybe get some time to sit and learn a new skill, and that's what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to combine something that I think is kind of fun and also something that's really hot on the internet, so we get some more likes, and that's Dungeons and Dragons. You can see here, I have my Dungeon Master screen, right? So I thought what we do is we combine the two, because we're not a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. We're actually a podcast about behavior analysis and behavior analytic research. However, Dungeons and Dragons is real hot. It's sort of like after, superhero movies got hot. Now Dungeons and Dragons, that's hot now.
Is it?
It is
Are
hot.
you sure?
It is hot. I know. No, it really is. It gets all the hits on YouTube. All the kids are way into it. It's $1 million industry. So I thought we could combine the two and we do a behavior analytic Dungeons and Dragons podcast. I'm going to try it out. I've been reading my player's guidebook, and I've got my dice here. I've got my dice. Whoop, I'm losing my dice. Don't lose your dice.
Ain't that the truth?
So I'm going to be using this.
They're like 20-sided dice.
help
Did you
us.
get that, though? That was a joke.
No, I didn't.
You said you're losing your dice, and I said, ain't that the truth?
Oh, okay.
Because you
I think
are.
that's marbles.
That's marbles, yeah.
Guys. Dice, marbles, same thing.
So we're gonna try that. So for our preview episode, so what we're gonna do is, unlike every other month where we sort of sit and we talk about what articles we're gonna be reading this month, what episodes are gonna be coming out, all about behavior analysis, and then some awesome research, maybe what guests we're gonna have. We're gonna roll the dice, and that'll tell us what our encounters will be. Maybe there'll be a monster on the show next week.
No.
Who knows? It could be anything,
Wow.
really. Yep. And that's what we'll do in our preview. Okay, you ready?
I'm so ready.
Try this out. We'll see. When we get a million hits on this video, then we'll know it was the right call, right?
I'm surprised.
Okay, let's roll to see if you're surprised. No, you're not surprised, actually.
Oh.
You're
Only
it's
6.
totally fine. Yeah, that's fine. You have the high
low.
surprise skills.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Okay,
All right, here we go.
Yes.
Let's see, what's our first topic going to be? Oh, we're in a dungeon, and we're taken upon by...
Dragons.
Oh, no! It's a bunch of articles about... gender diversity. Wow. Oh, but that's a good topic. So that's a
That's
positive.
good. That was
Yeah.
a positive.
That's a positive thing. So we all get more our hit points back.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing gender diversity, and the articles we'll be reading are...
Do you need to roll for those
discussing-
articles?
No. That's
okay.
already on. It's on the main. It's on
in
the
the
back
dice.
side.
I
Yep.
see. I see now.
Yeah, it's making sense, right?
Yeah.
We'll be reading Behavior Analysts Training and Practices Regarding Cultural Diversity, The Case for Culturally Competent Care by Beaulieu, Addington, and Almeida from Behavior Analysis and Practice, and that's 2018. We'll also be reading Transgender Individuals' Workplace Experiences, The Applicability of Sexual Minority Measures and Models. That's from the Journal of Counseling Psychology 2011, written by Brewster, Velez, DeBlaere, and Moradi. Not a journal we're very familiar with. It's an exotic journal, they say, in Dungeons and Dragons. And then finally, The Sound of Silence, Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Discrimination in Inclusive Organizations by Priola, Lasio, Simone, and Serri from the British Journal of Management, 2014.
Ooh.
All right, now let's see if there's anyone coming with these articles. I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
was
Oh my
next
goodness!
question.
Whoa.
We did. We scored a critical hit for special guests.
Yes.
Oh, let's see. Do you want to read the chart and tell us who our special guests are?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
It's extremely special because there are 2 guests that will be joining us for this episode. It is Erin, Dononvan, and Kristen, Lancaster of the Confessions of a Behavior Analyst blog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Facebook community.
Yeah. I don't think they do Dungeons and Dragons on Confessions of Behavior Analysts. But
I
if this
I
is
don't know.
successful, they might add it.
Right, they may
We'll
branch
see.
out.
We'll have to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're super excited to have them.
Yes, that's going to be a very good episode, a very needed, very time relevant, I think, given a lot of changes in society, which, I mean, nothing makes me feel older than talking about changes in society.
What's up next, Rob?
What's up next? All right, you want to roll? You give it a try. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Do you blow on them?
No, you don't. I mean, you
Or
can if you
do
want. It's
you
up to you.
juggle them?
You just roll them. Just roll them.
I love that you were like, what do I do?
Whoa! If we look at the
That
chart,
looks good.
Oh, it looks like our next topic is preschool life skills.
But wait, we already talked
I'm
about
gonna roll
that
the
back in
modifier.
episode 34.
We already talked about. I'm gonna roll a modifier. Okay, no, it's preschool life skills, the next generation is what it's called. Yes.
TNG remake.
So we'll be talking about preschool life skills and all the research that came after our previous episode, of which there has been a bunch. So let me get those out. Oh, I have them right here. Great. We'll be reading 3 articles. Preschool Life Skills, Recent Advancements and Future Directions by Fahmy and Luzinski from Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis 2018. The Big Four, Functional and Assessment Research Informs Preventative Behavior Analysis. And that is in Behavior Analysis in Practice. What year do I have on this one? It's 2018. I knew it was recent. And that's by Alai Rosales, Sihan, Courier, Ferguson, Leaf, McKecken, and Weinkoff. And then finally, we'll be discussing an article it's not quite out. It's published online, but it's not out yet, right?
It's so new.
It's so new.
It's new.
Because it's got the 999, which usually means like it's coming out online first and then being in the printed journal when the next one comes out. And that is Life Skills Instruction for Children with Developmental Disabilities by Robison, Mann, and Ingverson. And that's in Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis 2019. It's only available online right now, but soon it will be in the published
in stores
journal.
Nationwide.
Let's see if anyone comes with that one. Okay, I'm going to roll. We did! We rolled a special guest.
Another
Check the
special
table.
guest?
Check the behavior analyst
my goodness.
encounter table to tell us who's coming.
Yep. Oh, it says right over here, we're going to have special guest Einar Ingvarsson.
One of the authors?
Authors on one of the articles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, we used to not get that many guests, but apparently this dice thing's really,
we
really
should
paying
have
out.
moved to this sooner.
We should have. I told you. I told you guys.
So that's exciting.
All right, finally, Jackie, you want to give it a roll? See what our last topic's going to be? Go for it.
No whammies. No whammies. Oh, no whammies. No whammies.
Got a lot to learn.
Stop.
Wow, that is a big score.
Thanks.
You rolled grab bag.
Grab bag.
So our last episode of the month is going to be a grab bag. I think it's our 8th grab bag of all the grab bags. So unlike the other episodes where we have a specific topic, grab bags, we just each pick an article of great interest to ourselves, and we talk about it for a while. Maybe to you as well, but probably just to us. So we have 3 articles we'll be reading and discussing. I just think of the podcast where we read a bunch of journals and then we stare at you for a while. We should probably discuss them, right? Reducing Adolescent Cell Phone Usage Using an Interdependent Group Contingency by Jones, Alday, and Givens from the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis 2019. Casting a Wider Net, an analysis of scholarly contributions of behavior analysis graduate program faculty by Oligood, Anderson, and McGee, and that's in Behavior Analysis in Practice 2019. And finally, Manned Acquisition Across Different Teaching Methodologies by Russell and Reinecke. And that's in, Behavioral Interventions 2017. And that brings us to the end of our articles and our topics for the month. We
Only
hope you...
3 weeks in the month of August.
Yeah, unlike every other month, it just seemed to have like 5
I know.
weeks. This is tough. It's a fun job, but you got to prepare for these things. You might not think so from the quality of the episodes. We hope you do, though. So let's move on to the next section of the show. I don't have to roll for this because it always is. It's errata.
I have to roll for this.
It's just automatic. It just comes next in our adventure, in our behavior analytic adventure.
On our voyage.
And it's errata.
Quest.
And this is a segment of the show where we quest for new information, whether it be from emails or whether it's something interesting that we've seen in the news or that's happening in the behavior analytic community. So... let's talk about that. You can roll for them if you want, or if you just know them off the top of your head.
I know them.
Make sure you do it in character, though. So you're playing the role of a behavior analyst. Maybe you're like a dwarf behavior analyst or a dragon behavior analyst, but you gotta role play it. So just don't forget. It's very popular.
Okay. I am a sailor behavior analyst.
Okay.
I'm sailing the 7 seas.
Okay. This is a good backstory, Jackie.
Thank you.
Wow.
And as I'm sailing, I throw out my fishing line and I catch an email. Ooh. I'm so good at this.
You're a really good role player. Wow.
Thank you. So we have an email from Katie, and she wanted to tell us that she has been listening to the podcast for a bit now, and that it's been really helpful for her. She is legally blind and diagnosed with a rare degenerative eye disease for about 14 years. And she's gone through college. She found behavior analysis and loved it and found it really rewarding. And she said that this podcast has been really helpful for her because as a visually impaired person, it's hard to read all the research articles that come out in our field and stay up to date because not all of them are in alternative formats. And so she said, thanks. And big news is that at the beginning of July, she walked in her graduation from National University of California with her master's in behavior analysis.
All right. Congrats, Katie.
And we're so proud of you. So way to keep up with it. So thanks for sending this email along.
And we did ask her before.
Yeah, we asked her
if we could share it. So thanks for letting us share it too, Katie.
Yeah, so that's really great. I'm glad that we can help, have others access the research. And if you are looking for alternative ways to access our podcast, you can listen to the podcast in a variety of formats, or you can go to YouTube, and we have all of our podcasts up on YouTube where we have the screen captioning on.
Yeah, the subtitles.
The subtitles, that's what it's called. Subtitles that you can read what we're saying for the most part. So that's another way that you could access the podcast if you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks. That was really fun.
All right. That's awesome. Thanks, Katie.
Made me so happy.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Came at a good time when I was like, I'm going to walk dogs for my life. And then that came. So that was nice. And then we got a recent email from listener Kelly, and she said that she had heard us in a recent episode talk about our dislike for the DRO. And I wanted to give a heads up to everyone out there. It's not that we hate the DRO, even though, it's just not the best treatment out there, because it's not function based, right? So there is no real reinforcement being delivered, right? Because it's not contingent on any behavior. So with a DRO, otherwise called as omission training, it's really the absence of the behavior. And so one disadvantage of using the DRO is that other problem behavior can be occurring at the moment that reinforcement should be delivered. But if the target behavior isn't occurring, then reinforcement is delivered. So it could inadvertently reinforce problem behavior. Yeah. So that's one reason I don't love it. Another reason that I don't love it is that it doesn't teach a functionally alternative response, right? So if you're using a DRO, I feel like I always say slap a DRO on it because it may be effective, but in the long run, you haven't really done anything, right? So you haven't really taught a skill. You haven't really helped the individual move forward or progress because it's really been the absence of that behavior. So
yeah, there are just as effective alternate reinforcement strategies that you could use in their place of the DRO, like a DRA, so
or a
differential
DRI.
Reinforcement of alternative behavior in which you're teaching an appropriate response. It functions otherwise just like a DRO, but it has the advantage of being best practice in that you're teaching something as well.
Right. So I just wanted, just give a whole shout out to that because that was something we kind of knock DROs a bit, and it's just because there might be better ways of doing it. And finally, the last email that I want to discuss is there has been a lot of emails recently on how you can get a hold of the ethics mini handbook. We cannot
send us a check for $100. What?
No, you're wrong, Rob.
What?
Yeah, so we cannot.
Roll the dice. See if
right. You are wrong. I don't even have to roll the dice. So we cannot make those for you for purchase because it is property of the BACB. So all you can do is go to our YouTube page and type in ethics mini handbook, and we've actually Rob made
I'll put a link. There'll be a link somewhere.
Right there.
On the dragon's
right
face, perhaps.
Near the dragon. Rob made a video on how I've made my little ethics mini handbook so that you can make them yourself. Literally, it's just a print job, a lamination, and a little hole
couple
punch.
Tweaks in Adobe Acrobat or whatever you're using to read PDFs to print it out the way you want. Then you can laminate it, or I don't even have a laminated copy. I just sort of put mine together and it's in my bag. It's kind of beat up and worn.
Mine's laminated.
See, I want everyone to know that I'm like looking at this thing all the time. It's a rugged. I got the rugged.
That's true.
Noted version. It's all ready to go. That guy must be ethical because his mini ethics handbook is so beat up and clearly used. And
I'm sure that's what people are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. That's what most people think.
And if you don't want to make one yourself and you're not yet a student of behavior analysis, then you can join and apply to the Masters of Science in Applied Behavior Analysis at Regis College, and I give them to all of the ethics students upon passing ethics class.
So those two equally simple ways to get them.
Very simple.
Right.
Great. Those are our emails for the month.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. All right, Dinah, why don't we, any other errata that we should be discussing?
Yeah, so we got this lovely letter right here from the New England Center for Children, and you guys may recall that we did for Autism Acceptance Month back in April. We donated part of our proceeds to NECC, and we got a letter back from them just saying how pleased that they were that we did that. So that was really nice of them. And just a portion of it says that, all three of us worked there in the past. So this is a letter from their CEO, Vinny Strelli. He said he's happy that we gained our expertise there and have gone on to share our knowledge with others. And, right back at you, Vinny. We are so grateful for getting that experience of working there in the past and teaching us so many things. So thank you very much. And we're excited that we got a letter and got to share it with you guys. It's really everyone out there who donated to us in the form of CE purchases during that month that helped make that happen. So thank you to you.
Did you guys get chills because I know when I got the letter, it's like, whoa, from my old boss sending me a letter. Usually you move on, and when you start a job, you feel like you're so new, and then to have the CEO write you a letter, it's like, wow, I really made it, after all these years. So, hey, if you're starting out in your career, you too might be doing something for the field or doing something for the company you started at too, which is it's really nice. It makes us feel very, very well regarded, and we're happy to be of service.
It's nice to be able to do something like that,
and to the NECC.
Yeah. So thanks to our listeners, really, because we couldn't do that without you.
No, we could not. I mean, we could donate something, but probably not too much. All right, and let's see. Any other news that we wanted to go over? Conferences coming up?
Yes. So in September, so next month, the Thompson Center for Autism Conference is happening in St. Louis, Missouri, and the three of us will be there. We're really excited. This is our second time going. It's a cool conference. Mm-hmm. It has a real focus on practitioner and parent issues as well. So it's a nice small conference that has excellent full-size candy bars and queso. And also a lot of great speakers that we heard last year. So we're really excited to go back. And that's happening the last weekend-ish of September. So if anyone's looking for something to do then you should check it out.
Mm-hmm. It's like an end week.
Yeah, I think it's like a Thursday, Friday kind of thing. Right. So you should check it out, and maybe you can come and see us there.
Yes. I think we all went. We all had a great time, and it's definitely a conference. We all go to a number of conferences through the year, but I know it's one I feel like it was a good size where every speaker you had a chance to really interact with and talk with. And some of them we've even talked with since then or gone out and found more material, more research they'd worked on, some of which actually made its way into the show. So it is a fount of knowledge.
And queso.
And queso. Yeah, there's also literally a fount of queso at the conference. All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. Actually, you know what? We might have more podcasts. I better roll.
Oh, sure. Of course.
Oh, yeah, roll. We don't know.
Oh, critical hit. We've been slain by an orc. So I guess the show has to come...
The orc of time.
To the orc of time. And the show must come to an end. Well, at least you've got the whole month of podcasts coming up. And if you enjoyed hearing about some of the things that I've learned this summer, I think we're going to have a bonus episode coming out sometime this month going over some of the reading I've been doing for my own summer reading this year. Sneak peek, it's actually mostly about behavior analysis, not so much the Dungeons and Dragons. But maybe it'll sneak in there. You learn a lot of things in a summer day. I think when you're reading by the on the couch or by the beach, So hopefully I'll have another. If I get the time, I'll do a little bonus with some of the cool stuff I've been reading, other than the articles that we have coming out this month. Look for that in your podcast catcher. If you want to look for that, well, hey, perhaps you should subscribe to the show. You can do that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or just wherever you download your podcast. Like Jackie said, you can also find these posted on our website, abainsidetrack.com, and on YouTube as ABA Inside Track. If you'd like to send us an email with topic suggestions, interesting thoughts, or really anything, mistakes we made perhaps, you can write us at abainsidetrack@gmail.com or find us everywhere on social media. And that's Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, where else are we? Oh, Instagram as ABA Inside Track.
Yeah, Pinterest is new. That's where I'm posting my new infographic show notes.
Yes, and we've loved those. Diana made some when we first started and has gone back to making more of them, and we really love them. A great summary of what we've talked about. So if you're not quite sure if the episode's for you, well, that might be a great place to get some information to start as well.
And you can see the articles that we reviewed there, too, if you need the citations.
Yeah, they're prettier than just the show notes, which are kind of just notes, Right. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the episode. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to hear from some of you in the future. Well, I guess we'll be back next week with a full-length episode, but until then, keep responding. Bye!